Hello gamers, it's SoftKitty99 and again we're back at House Flipper at the first office, the place that looks a little bit like a garden shed but is actually quite a nice little studio apartment. Now we gave it a good clean in the last episode and we've decorated the interior. We've painted a nice light mocha chocolate colour on the walls of the main living area. We've replaced the floor with nice new wooden, sort of light brown flooring. And for the bathroom we've continued the brown colour and theme with a beautiful brown tile on the floor and this very classic bathroom tile style on the walls. Now it's time to turn this place into a beautiful little studio flat for someone to live in. But there's something that I find a little bit wrong. This brown panelling on the walls outside just makes this look like a little garden shed and I really don't like that. So what we're going to do, I think, is have a go at painting the outside of the building. And I think I'd like to make it a nice light cream colour, just to make it not look like a garden shed on the outside. So let's grab the paint and have a go at changing it. See, already that doesn't look like a garden shed. Look at the difference. That actually makes it look like a much more solid long-term structure rather than a little lost shed. Ah, bless. This little house needs a lot of love and we're going to give it a little bit of tender loving care. The TLC on the little garden shed so it doesn't look like a garden shed. Bless. Are you a lost forlorn little garden shed that we're going to turn into a beautiful house? A little beautiful house to be proud of. Ah, look. Oh, he's already looking like a, not like a little lost. Do you know what? If he was a little, we would have called him a little lost puppy if he was an animal, wouldn't we? The house. And now we're turning it. Look, 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 look. Let's back up. Now that does not look like a little lost garden shed to me. That looks like a house. It's a tiny house, but it actually looks like a lovely little house now. So when you are doing these houses, don't forget that you can actually change the outside a bit. The wall is too high. Maybe I should use a ladder or scaffolding, he said. Right. If I get close to the wall, because that's not too far. Can I reach it? Can I reach it? Can I reach it? Can I reach? Can we reach? No, it's not going to let me reach, is it? We are going to have to get step ladders. Right, we're going to need more of the paint. We're going to need another tin of the paint, I think, so let's put that down the back for starters. And then we are going to need a ladder. Aluminium ladder by now. Let's put that down, climb up it and paint. Beautiful. There's just this little tiny bit at the top that we couldn't reach. Let's clean it down here. Right, and then you're going to need to whoops, get stuck on the bush. You cannot walk through bushes. We need to move the ladder to the other side of the house so that we can paint that last little top section again. So let's we're going to need to turn you around, aren't we? Turn the ladder around, go up and paint. There we go. Now, that's all the bits, that's all the bits. Sadly you can't put your ladder in your inventory and take it with you, so we have to sell it. As you noticed there, maybe you did notice, maybe you didn't notice, we did make a small loss on the selling, but it's not too awful. we did make most of the money that we spent back on the ladder, and it was well worth it, just to make sure that this little house looks beautiful and well taken care of. Let's get... oh, I keep forgetting that I can't walk through the bush, and there isn't space between the wall and the bush to get past. Right, let's step back and check that we got everything. Yep, we did that wall. Let's move to the other paint tin and do round the back. So a little bit of paint makes a huge difference. It also does in real life, so if you're not happy with the place that you're living in, grab yourself some paint and just paint it, because a little coat of paint makes a huge difference. Unfortunately, we can't paint the lintels and things, which is quite sad, really. You can see that's not even an option. That's made such a huge difference. Let's move the paint pot around the corner. I'll double check. Yes, we got it all, didn't we? Oh. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to paint. It does say it's too high. Maybe I shouldn't have sold the step ladder. Let's try it. Let's just double check if we can paint that bit that looks brown. Oops, you have to make sure you're in the right direction to getting up the steps. Right. Can we paint it up here? Oh, refill the paint. Oh, maybe we can paint the bit that's brown. And another bit that's yellow, beige yellowy up there, you definitely can't paint that, because I've tried that before. But maybe the bits that are brown, maybe we can. Let's double check that. Let's science it. We can. Right, so anything that actually is brown, we can actually paint. Oh, that's good news then, because that matches. Right. Right, so we're going to want to move the ladder around a bit further there. See, so I wasted a little bit of money by selling the ladder. Make sure that you do everything you want before you get rid of your ladder. Let's pop that there and claim up. Right, can we paint this bit here? Beautiful, beautiful. Right, let's move the ladder around the front just in case we... oops, you have to get off the ladder before you can pick it up. You can't... yes. No, oh, we are done with the ladder now, I think. Right, we are done with the ladder now. There's nothing else. Right, let's get rid of the ladder. We actually really have finished with the ladder this time. Right, fill the paint roller. Double check we did all the back. Yes. Right, now do down the sides. And I think this house looks 100% better just by a lick of paint. It makes the whole house look and feel better, and it makes me feel so much better about the place too. Right, have we done? We've done. We have painted all the way around, so we can sell our empty paint pots. And then we'll have a quick tour around the house to make sure we've painted everything. Beautiful. Look at that. Now it does not look like a sad little shed. Now it looks like a beautiful little house. A dinky little starter house. Perfect first home for a single person, or maybe a student. And it now doesn't make the rest of the houses feel sad that it's on their street. Oh, look, fittings. Right, so the first thing I would like to do is put in some of these fittings. So, installations. We want a radiator. Here we go, radiator. Buy now, please, and pop that on the wall. E to assemble. So first we want to bring down the connector and screw it in. And the second connector, screw that in, and then open the valve so the heat can come in. Beautiful. And we've got sockets. They look okay. We've got a smoke detector. We've got a light switch. but we don't have a light. So we need a light. We need a lamp, so we want lamps. Ceiling lamp. Let's see. Should we put... No, we don't want spotlights in what's going to be the living room, do we? Though, do you know what? It might be nice to have a mini halogen light spotlight where I think we're going to have the kitcheny bit in this corner here. So I think if we put a couple of the little halogen lights right above where we're going to have the little kitcheny bit, and then we want a big... Alright, what should we have as a ceiling lamp? Should we have a little chandelier with bulbs, chandelier with tulips, or ceiling lamps? Let's have the chandelier with tulips. And we've gone for dark mahogany wood or a paler wood. I think that might be a bit too pale for what we've got. Let's go with the mahogany, I think. And we want to pop that. Where do we want to pop that? How about there? Let's pop the light switch on, make sure everything works and looks okay. So we've got the bright lights where you'll be preparing food, and the paler lights over where we've... How's that? That actually works quite well, I think. Right, let's turn those lights off. We also don't have a light in the bathroom, so we'll definitely want a light in here. Let's have the rectangular... Should we have the rectangular ceiling light in here? Dark mahogany, that's the one we've been going with, isn't it? So let's put that in the middle of there. Let's check the light switch to make sure everything works fine. There we go, perfect. And let's turn that off. And then what fixtures and fittings are we going to want in here? Oh look, we've got a radiator or towel rail. So we need to go back to the house for the installations and down to where we've got the radiators, and we want a mountable tile radiator. So let's pop that in here and assemble it. So we need to screw in the fittings into the walls and attach everything, and then we need to move the fittings in, screw them in, screw in the fittings and open it up so that the hot water can go in. Beautiful. Right, so what have we got fittings for? We've got fitting for a shower, a toilet and a sink. Let's do the shower first because I think that's going to be the biggest thing. So bathrooms, shower. There's not a lot of choice with the fittings in the bathrooms, let's be honest. You've basically got one shower, so this is the one you have in whether you like it or not. But the fittings in bathrooms are fairly nondescript in most cases, and although you do get some variation, it would be nice to have more choice, let's be honest. But it does make it much more simple for your decision making, especially for the bathrooms, because there isn't a lot of choice. Now this one is a little bit awkward sometimes. You need to click the fitting at the back here, and you see the little white marker there. Until you get the little white marker, it won't move round to fit in. So once or twice you think, oh, I've clicked it, but it isn't working. Why isn't it working? Well, that's because the game somehow hasn't registered that that's what you're doing. So let's keep going around and fitting in our things. So then that's the little clip. Don't forget the little screws. If you have problems with not being quite sure what the next thing is, always look for a little screw, because sometimes they're a little bit difficult to see, and it won't let you move on to the next step if you haven't put a screw in. So you put the fitting in, and then you need to put the screw in the left and the right side, and sometimes that's just not quite so easy to see. Now we put the doorknob on, and then we need to screw the screw in. Sometimes the screws are not quite so easy to see, so always look for a screw if you're not quite sure what to do next. And I love how easy it is to fit things in this game. If you think about real life and how long it would take you to do these jobs, and then in the game it just takes you like 5 minutes and you're done. Yay! And there we have. We step back a little bit. There we have the shower. See, beautiful. And having the big shower in just shows you how small our bathroom really is, because there's so little space in it, but it'll work. Let's put in a flatty toilet so that it doesn't appear to be taking up quite so much space. Screw it down to the floor, make sure it can't move anywhere, And make sure we've got a toilet seat. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now all we need is a sink. Let's have a nice little simple sink. Nice little white wall mounted sink. Here we go. Let's assemble that one in. So you need to put in the fittings into the wall. Move the sink onto the fittings. Screw it nicely into the wall with the washer and the nut. Prepare the water to come in to the sink. Make sure everything's screwed in nicely and attached to the sink so that the taps are going to have a water feed. And then attach your tap, and then you need the outlet for your wastewater. Make sure all your pipes are seated properly. Screw that in. Beautiful. All done. Beautiful. So that is our bathroom completed. Now we've got very plain clear glass in a bathroom. That means the neighbours could look in and see you in your shower, and no. We don't want peeping toms looking at us in the bathroom. So what we need is something for the windows. There we go, doors and windows, curtains and blinds. Now for a bathroom we want a closed blind so people can't see in. So let's fit that. Assemble. So put in the clip and screw it in so that we can attach the blind to the window and move the blind in, and that's nicely opened and closed so that you can make sure that the world can't see you in your altogether in your bathroom. And of course, what else do we need in a bathroom? We will need a mirror so that the ladies can check their hair and possibly put on makeup if they can be bothered with makeup, and the guys will need somewhere to shave in, won't they? Now we've been using the darker brown, so let's use the darker brown. Let's make sure that's centered above the, well, why does that not look like it's quite centered? All right, let's see. There we go. And so there is our bathroom all completed. There we go. And you can take photos of what you've done. If you could bring up your little handheld and you can take a picture of what you've done. There you go, new photos saved. We're going to need a door, of course. And we have lots of windows here. Right, so let's go back to our store. We're going to need some more window dressings. I would like a blind for where the kitchen's going to be, because I really wouldn't like a curtain close to where you're going to be cooking. I think that's just too dangerous and you're asking for setting fire to your curtains, so definitely don't want that. So we'll have an open blind in that window because that's going to be where the little kitchen's going to be. So I definitely don't want a curtain near a kitchen. But the other windows, I wonder if we can fit curtains in. Can we fit some curtains in? These are narrow curtains. I wonder if we can fit mountable narrow curtains. So we've got short curtains and long curtains, and we've got wide and narrow windows. So we want short to narrow, I think, because we're going to be really close to the radiator here. So can we fit, see, if we fit one there, we're not going to be able to fit the second one in, are we? I don't think we're going to be able to fit the second one. Let's see, if we buy another one, will it fit? Yeah, see, that's not going to allow us to fit that, so that's not going to work, is it? No, that is not going to work. We're not going to be allowed to put curtain rails in because it won't let me put two that close together. So what we're going to have to do is use the blinds, I think, in this one. That's a shame. It would have been nice to put curtains up, but we're not going to be able to do that. So we're going to have to put the blinds in. So we're going to put the blinds in all of the windows. Let's just run around and put in the blinds in all of the windows. That way it will be a uniform window dressings in all of the places though, so it will match all the way around. Let's just make sure we can assemble all of these blinds in all of the little windows. We've got one more, and this I think is the last one, so let's do that. Just pop that one in right there like that. That's the last one. So we've got we've got blinds in all of the things. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Right, so now we have to decide what we're going to do. We're going to we're going to have to put doors in first, aren't we? Let's put doors in. Doors. We're going to need we're going to need an internal door into the bathroom. Let's keep the colour the same. So that's the bathroom door there, like that. Here we go. Hello, bathroom. Bye bye, bathroom. And then we're going to want a front door. See, the colours are quite. Oh, that's yeah. Let's have one. Right. So make sure we know which side. Right, which side is the door knocker? That's the door knocker. So we want that on the outside. And there we are with our door. Let's double check that that looks good. There we go. We're done. That's the front door. Let's look at that from the outside just to make sure it looks good. Close the door. And there is our little housey. Let's take a screenshot from the outside. Now, here's our main living area. Now, what shall we do with it? Do we want this person to have a desk, or do we not want them to have a desk? I think the most likely person to buy this place is either going to be a student or a young professional person, and they're probably going to want a desk regardless of which of those two things they are, aren't they? So let's think about this. What sort of thing are we going to want? We're going to probably want some sort of corner desk, aren't we? Do we go for a little classic desk or a posh? Let's see, what colours can we have this in? How big is this? What's that look like? That looks quite good actually. Right, so dark walnut, teak, pine, red oak, poplar, oak, mahogany, cedar, wood cherry, grey and white. I think we're going to go with, we've been doing a lot of things in mahogany here, so let's try and keep the theme. Now if I put this, we put this in the corner, that's a lot smaller than I was expecting it to be actually. I thought it was going to be bigger than that. Actually, let's do that because that will then give us a little bit more space for dealing with things. Right, so we're going to now want a desk chair, swivel chair, armchair, office chair. Yes, so black, white, cream. Let's have the cream one. So some of the things you don't have a lot of choice about colours and things, so that's going to work like that, I think. And we're going to want a bit of a kitchen. We're going to use the cabinets, I think, here. Let's think, what do we do? How do we do this? If we put, right, what colours have we got? So white and grey. So it's a white. Right, so white at the baseboard and grey at the top, and then cream. So it's just changing the colours of the baseboard. Oh, that makes like top grey, so I quite like the grey at the top. The others are all, hang on, what are the different colours? So green, white, grey, black, orange, cream. Kind of like the grey, I think, and the grey and white, and then we want, I think the doors should be white. Let's do that. So that's going to be the kitchen. Oop. I think we're going to have the sink. Can we want the sink right in the corner? We don't have the sink right in the corner. We're going to want that, but I think we want one of the narrow units, I think, at the wall side, and then we can move the sink in next to it, because I like the idea of it not being right up against the wall with the sink. I think if you've got the sink right up against the wall, I think that just not going to quite look right, I think. So can we fit in a double cupboard as well here? Yes, perfect. And then we can put in one of those top kitchen electronics. Yeah, then we can put the gas stove, you see, on top. Oops, careful. Where's positioning? That looks not bad. That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. We don't really have any space for any units or anything on the wall, and to be honest, there really isn't any more space for any more kitchen. I think that's going to have to be the extent of your kitchen, so you're really not going to be doing a lot of cooking in here. So you're either going to be living on takeouts or making very simple things like soups and sandwiches and things, so you're really not going to be doing a lot in a kitchen that size. But let's be honest, it's a beautiful little starter place. It's not a big place. Now you're going to need somewhere to sleep, but you don't really have a lot of space for lots of actually, do we have sofa beds? I bet we have sofa beds. Don't we have sofa beds? Look, this is perfect here. Look, one of those like day bed type things where you have a bed that also can be used as a sofa. So we can have a silver frame or a light. And then the bedding, that's very, very floral. And very blue, very pink, very gold. I think we'll go for the blue, I think. Let's rotate that around and pop it against this wall here like so. Yeah, that's good. And they say that's a day bed then, so you can use it for both sleeping and for sitting. Now, tables, we're going to want a sort of coffee table. Let's type coffee table. Coffee table. So it offers us the Ramnik, so it's a 2-colour wood. Let's see, brown. Oh, brown. Okay, dark brown and pale brown. It will be just too light. How about that? So there's dark, bright, brown, beach, white, venge. Is that too light on the top? Yeah, let's try that. How's that look? Oh no, I don't like that. That does not look good. What's the other one? Oh, glass top. Glass top. Oh, pink. Oh, no, pink. Pine, venge, cherry, oak, dark cherry, beech. Dark cherry? That's the closest to mahogany, I think, is the... that blends in a little bit too much. Maybe we want a brighter colour to go. Is beech too bright? Wood cherry, oak. How about oak? How does that... Oh, actually, I quite like that. So let's move that a little bit forward. Is that far enough forward from the bed? Yes, that's enough space for walking. And we're going to want a carpet, I think, in front of the bed stroke sofa. So we want floor, carpet. Let's see, what colour? Maybe not. Maybe not. Let's think. What have we got? How about this dandelion? How's this? That's quite a nice carpet, but I'm not quite sure it fits with what we've got here. Carpet purple square. That's quite a nice carpet as well, but it doesn't fit with the colour scheme that we've got here. That's definitely one to keep in mind for later. Let's have a quick look through all of them and think, what's music? Let's see. Beige edge. Stripe, that's the green, pink. Ooh, that's very bright, isn't it? What are all the choices? Let's see. How big is this carpet? Oh, what's that look like? If we rotate, let's come around the side so we can see where that will go. So if we, oopsies. I'm having a bit of trouble with the positioning here. Maybe it's the angle. How's that? Oops. How's that look? That looks quite good, I think, if I say so myself. I think that looks quite good. I think we're going to want a painting above where the bed area is, isn't we? So let's go back to the... Right, so we want decorations, pictures and paintings. Right, what shall we put on top of there, do you think? What would look good? Oh, how about a bright, beachy sea scene? How would that look? Why are you not putting that on the wall? Put that flat on the wall, please. Oops, that's not... Oops. That is not what I want to do. I want to rotate. Oh, upside down. How about that? Not sure if that's the right sort of picture. Not sure about that picture, but I don't really want to sell it again, so let's get a little bit more decoration in. So let's go back to furniture and look for a small table. Something quite small, I think, to put in the corner. How about a small table? So we've got pine, cherry, venge and beech. Pine. Let's try the pine in the corner just here, because I'd like to put in a plant, but I don't think the plant should be right on the floor. What can we fit? How about this guy? I wonder if that would fit. So we've got blue, white, pink, red and cyan. We've got blue on the bed. How about blue? I think we need to rotate that a bit. How about that? How does that look? That's not bad. I think that's quite nice. Right, can I back up a... Oh gosh, am I right in the corner? Right. So that is what we've got in this area. And if we back up into this corner, what are we missing? I think we can possibly fit something in here. Maybe some sort of bookcase or shelving area. What about this? So we've got venge, beech, cherry, grey. How about... It's going to be a bit pale, isn't it? I think perhaps... Maybe not there, maybe here, maybe not. Come on, will you fit? No, I don't think that's going to work. Right, no, that doesn't seem to work, so let's go back to furniture and look at cupboards instead. Let's see if we can get something that looks like it might fit a little bit better. Because we've got such a little amount of space, I don't want to put too much in, but I do want to put something else in. I'm just not quite sure what will fit well. Let's think, what shall we try and fit in? Maybe I should try and put it in a bookcase. Nut, venge, cherry. How about nut? Details in brass or steel. Let's have them in brass. Let's try that one there. Like, well, that's quite good. That fits in quite well. I do still would like a little, maybe we can get a small chest of drawers, a tiny chest of drawers in this side, so that they've got a little bit of space to fit some clothes and things in, because at the moment they've got nowhere to store anything, and I feel that's a little bit lacking. Let's type it in to reduce the number of things to look at. Chest of drawers. That's a bit too classic-y, I think. Oh, how about this one? Chest of drawers. Venge, cherry. It's going to have to be alder, venge, cherry. Yeah, the colours, it's a little bit difficult to match colours because not everything has the same choices. That just looks a tiny bit too dark. What was the other alternative? Alder. That's a bit bright. The other one's a bit dark and that one's a bit bright. The other one will be too pale, I think. Let's add another plant. Let's add a little plant on top of the... what can we add? How about this guy? Yes, quite like that. And I think we could use a little picture in the corner just to add a little bit of brightness. Something small and pretty and cute, and tinges of brown perhaps. What have we got? What do we... ooh, how about brown forest? Now why does it keep trying to put things upside down? That just matches, fades into the background, doesn't it, that one actually? A little bit too pale perhaps. Would that be too brown as well perhaps on the wall? See, those are very, very brown, they just fade into the background. I don't want it to be quite so... Yes, because that adds a less splash of colour, whereas the other one just faded into the background, so you could barely see it, and it just was kind of sad. And I think we might actually be almost finished. The desk, of course, will need a lamp. We need a desk lamp on the desk. Obviously, we need a desk lamp on the desk. Right, where are the desk lamps? I think they're in others, with some of the other decorative stuff here, look. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're in lamp. They'll be in lamps, won't they? They're lamps, of course. They're standing. Ah, there you go. Desk lamp. There we go. A nice little simple desk lamp. Turn it around. There we go. Perfect. So there we go. The back up. That's as far as we can get, I think. So let's take a picky of what we've got here, like so. And there, I think, we might have done our little house. So, quick look round. The bathroom has the beautiful brown tiles and the very classic old style wall tiles, and it looks so much nicer than it did when we started. Isn't that beautiful? We've got our mirror above our basin, we've got all the requirements, and our pretty little bathroom. We've got a lovely little study area for you. You've got the chest of drawers for your clothes, you've got the beautiful decorative touches, lots of space for storing your books and paperwork. So you've got your lovely office, you've got your bed, which can also double as a sofa, so you've got a nice place to sit, you've got a plant to look at, and you've got just enough space to be able to cook and prepare some simple little meals for your living experience. There's our beautiful little house. Let's take our picture with our little camera for what we've done with the first office space. And we've changed the place on the outside from looking like a little lost shed to being quite a nice little house. So I think it's now time to sell the house, which if you look in the bottom right hand corner, you've got all the information you need. So in order to sell the house, you press the enter button. So let's sell the house. We bought the house for £19,903.86. The house is 20.19 metres squared. It has 2 rooms. You've been working on this house for 1 hour, 2 minutes and 23 seconds. So if you wander off, of course, it's going to still keep counting. But there we go. We've been working on it for just about an hour. And I think that it's turned out quite nicely. Let's start the auction and see what the people thought. Giorgio, a big bedroom house suite. I don't understand what I need a kitchen for. What do you mean you don't understand what you need a kitchen for? You cook in a kitchen. Don't you want to eat, mister? I want to rent this house to 2 people. Well, it's not suitable for 2 people, my friend. Exactly 1 bedroom. Okay. 1 bedroom, it's enough for me. I like there's only 1 bedroom. You do? Good. That means you're on your own and that makes it perfect for you. Perfect. 1 and only 1 bedroom. 2 rooms are okay, but we prefer 3. Well, there are 2 of you and really this place is only for 1 person. Exactly just 1 bedroom, perfect. There is no place for my documents and books. We put in a big bookcase, mister. What do you mean there's no space? We put in quite a big bookcase actually, and considering how small the place is, I think that oh gosh, these people have got no idea what they're looking for, are they? See, I think it would have been better for one of these guys, because they're solo people, one of these 3 guys, because they're all solo people, or maybe even this girl here. These guys are all solo people who don't have huge amounts of needs of space. This guy, if there isn't enough space for his documents with that big bookcase, he's going to need multiple bookcases, so he really is going to need a separate room for a study, isn't he? But he's still going to buy it. Right, so 32,603. Do you know, that's kind of cool, because we paid 20 for it. How much do renovation cost? Furniture bought. What do you mean renovation cost 36? Did we not spend more than that on paint and stuff? I thought we did. Anyway, furniture bought 1,800. House sale. So we would have made a profit of 11,300 if we accept his offer. But let's try negotiating and see if we can get a little bit more, shall we? I have got a few points in negotiation. So if he's offering me 32,000, let's see, what's 10% of 32,000? That'll be about 3,000, won't it? So let's try to get him up by, I always say let's go for 10%. Let's try 10%. So he's asking 32, so 3,000 would be about 10%. So that's about as close as I can get to 3,000, isn't it? Let's try it. That is acceptable for me. So there you go. So I think 10% seems to work for a lot of people. So let's accept. So we're now going to make a profit of 14,000. So I think we did really, really well on that. So Donald Trusk has bought the place, which is a profit of 14,000 for us. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. From Soft Kitty 99, goodbye and happy game!